for the roles, but Poddy and Yorko are extremely different AWPers. Yorko is a very active AWPer, loves making moves, loves a re-peek, loves those fast flicky plays, always plays off of his confidence and his cerebral nature, whereas I feel like Poddy is way more calculated. I think he needs the round to kind of play out a little bit more for him to then be able to find his way into the round as well. Very good at closing, so it'll be interesting to see how Cuban bridges that gap.
Yeah, totally agree. The reason I really like the Poddy pickup is I feel like people have overlooked him for a little bit too long. Like at the end of the play and time with the international ends, when Glaive was not just in-game leading but also coaching, people look at the success of that team and think, maybe they don't want to pick up anyone from that roster. But Poddy, at the end of its run, maybe when they're even getting worse results, to be fair, he was playing better and a lot better at that, in my view. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he can show what he's made of here today, especially on D2 to start coming in here. Yokab, very clean entries on HOTU and Yabi off camera, as Ryu answers back to find ZTR. Stare on the line, tapped by Poddy. And Astralis, they had about, let's have a look, I think about an hour from their win over Nemesis at the Blast Bounty to today. Barely an hour, yeah. So not that much time to prepare for this BA3. They knew what they were getting into today, that's for sure. But the break being quite short is something they're going to have to deal with today and see how they go. What has started already in this game is Yokab playing well. And he did always look like the best player on those Johnny Speeds and Young Ninjas lineups, especially on Dust2.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true, Trav. I was always a massive Yokab enjoyer, and it's cool to see that he's gotten his opportunity in the step-up, and it feels like this FOKUS project is the perfect team for a player like Yokab, who's looking to go up from, like, the online realm of Tier 3 to now take the step up into a Tier 2 team that has the potential to qualify for LAN events. So I feel like this is a really good natural progression for Yokab, getting to play under an IGL like ZTR, under a coach like Cuban as well, surrounded by very talented individuals where he's no longer just the only real like star prospect on the team. He's kind of surrounded by players of his ilk. So I think this is a very exciting step up. And it's not like Mathios and Banjo are those inexperienced guys anymore, right? They've been in this team for a while now. They've played at some LAN events. They've qualified for some bigger LAN events as well. So that means there's more room for Yokab to still keep the training wheels on for a little bit.
I think their loss to Infinite at Super Draculan, when they still had Volt and Jorko, was the straw that broke the camel's back with that lineup, though. And then, as you say, good run to make PGL Bucharest. Funnily enough, Volt is now an Infinite player, by the way. They're competing in this qualifier too in Group A. But yeah, I think the right time to make those moves, so they had petered off a little bit with that old lineup. There's a chance here for the pistols on B, though, hang on, because Stare and Ryu are delivering well. Stare's found another Deeg, stuck in the corner. How is he doing it? Poddy is 25 HP, one bullet anywhere will take him out, and the MAC-10 has been retrieved. The Force will be won by Astralis, and that is an unfortunate anti-Force from FOKUS.
And it's that man who's been the best player on Astralis for actually a long time at this point. Stare has been over... Can you even call it over-delivering anymore if he's been doing it for as long as he has? Like, he's the longest standing member on this Astralis team. Now actually over 3 years that he's been a part of this org, which is almost shocking to me, to be honest with you, that it's been that long already. And for the past, like, I don't know, I want to say like 9 months, I feel like he actually just has objectively been their best player.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think if you want to look at best players on Astralis, it's always, for me, between Yabi and Stare, without a doubt. And Stare, always a consistent guy. That's awkward. Always the consistent guy. Yabi, the more explosive player, right? So, think Stare. You can have those moments like we just saw, but Stare... Look, we have a little in-joke, I think, between me and Michael, Yumi, a fellow broadcast talent of ours, and we are stareholders, not shareholders. We're stareholders.
Okay,
because
I see.
We think Stare is goated.
Honestly, this will probably be a good time to sell your Stare stocks, because I don't know how much more they could go up from here. Listen, it's only worse than if you started eventually, but I do like that one, stareholders, either way. FOKUS forcing back after having lost the previous Ryu in the back of the bomb site. We'll find one, but he's been traded out, and I'm not sure that's extremely worth it. He's dropped the scout carrier, and Stare is low. HOTU, one of the two left remaining as well. ZTR and Banjo trying to combine here to win the round back. Stair's going to be boosting up his captain. Oh, he spotted ahead there, did HOTU, but he's not going to be able to get the kill now. Ah, that's unfortunate. He's got the info on one player's position, but without a kit here for Astralis. I mean, there's one at the back, as we can see on the minimap on the back of the platform. It's going to be a lineup here for ZTR, but he can't get the frag on either. Is there enough time for them to just straight up stick this 10-second?
It's close, but I think he's
got it.
I thought
you should rather have gone and gotten the kit, but he has got it. You're right. All good.
Yeah. Not even the secondary beep at the end. It was a little bit close, though. You're right. Unfortunate for ZTR, favourable angle. Both of them lined up, but that is a bit of a shame. And I was going to say, I'm surprised HOTU didn't try a jump shot, considering he knew where Banjo was playing from. But M4A4 is much less accurate mid-air than the A1S. It's actually, I think, significantly different. You see quite a lot of jump shot kills with the A1S, especially on this map, actually, around the A-bomb side.
Definitely the most accurate of all the rifles. That's for sure.
So good retake. FOKUS broke through, but not able to hold on. One that I'll look back on and say maybe that's one that's got away.
Yes, agreed.
And we mentioned both coaches in this game, Matt. I'm not sure if you brought this up, but also it's Neo versus Cuban. A lot of history there.
Yeah, the Polish, exactly. Got the Polish countryman, obviously no longer new to the coaching game is Neo. He's done it for a long time and to varying degrees of success, I will say. Cuban was out of it for a while. Brought back into the fold here with this FOKUS project. And I'd say he's delivered so far. FOKUS going to transition towards his B-bomb site. This is a weird investment from them. ZTR's all in. The rest of the team is kind of eco. They've been able to get themselves 2 kills. Certainly won't be anything more. And as Astralis are one of those few teams that decided not to make any changes in the off-season, Trav, I mean, obviously in terms of their player personnel, that means that they've got to deliver now coming into the second half of this year.
Absolutely, especially in games and qualifiers like this. I mean, Nemesis, especially online in the Bounty earlier today, that is a very, very difficult game to go straight in back into competition with, right?
They're
especially
a tough team to beat,
rusty.
yeah.
Nemesis have had lands during the player break, the supposed player break as well. I think they played at Ecstasy Pro League, right? If I remember correctly. So, yeah, these guys are not easy to beat. The fact they have beaten them 2-1, good sign for Astralis that their level is there. And as you say, you'd hope that not changing team, having to start somewhat from scratch, will give them a bit of a head start in tournaments like these, critical tournaments like these as well.
Absolutely. That's what they're after. FOKUS after a round here. They won the pistol, come up empty-handed since then. Tech 9 for ZTR because of the fact he spent all his money in the previous. Able to keep a decent amount of utility in play. Options still available here for FOKUS. B-split on the cards or the A-hit up catwalk. The two most likely fallback options.
Smoke on the box jump up, the new box. Stair playing between those two. Banjo, does he know anything about that? I'm not sure he does. This could be awkward for Stair, but he's got an opportunity to deliver here. Unpredictable frags, and Banjo does overlook it. Ryu helps out against Matthias. There is a push coming through toward B. Jakob's going to have to kill everyone. And look at Stair go. Flashed into CT by HOTU. ZTR cleared with ease.
And Ryu's also done a brilliant job on that B-bomb site there to find both the kills because he was that last line of defense. Had he gone down, that would have been a plant at a minimum there. Oh, fancy the skateboards for ZTR. Like that he's even kept the one that he broke there. Very, very cool. Either way, it's Astralis who are currently skating their way through Dust2. A map on which they normally do tend to struggle a little bit. A map that they have had some challenges on in the past. I mean, obviously, hasn't been a whole lot of Counter-Strike going around for a team like Astralis in recent times. In the past 3 months, they've only played like a handful of matches, guys. From the Blast Rivals event that happened into IEM Atlanta. And then obviously, they were at the Cologne Major in Stage 2. Where they failed to make it out of, right? They couldn't get past Stage 2, got eliminated 3-1. In that and their run in that tournament. Of course, best of one's not ideal. Losing to Nines the entire Lu, got eliminated by Pain Gaming. So we haven't seen a whole lot of Counter-Strike for Astralis, which means we can't really make any drastic inferences based off of their recent results. The last time they played Dust2 was back in May, guys. 13th of May. So it's been actually over 2 months since Astralis have played an official on this very map.
Very good point. Fuzi.
That's a collab.
Nice. Re-peek into the angle. He'll take that every day of the week. Especially against the fast-moving pistols. And that is something we need to see a little bit more of, I think, from Fuzi, right? I think he's a player that I've been a fan of for a very long time. I think his level is excellent. But, I was going to say he's going to get traded here. He's not. That's a gorgeous kill with a 5-7, and they're going to completely pounce and run over FOKUS off the back of it. But yeah, I think a little bit extra level from him is needed. He started on Astralis looking really good, and everyone was saying, oh, he's a solution in the AWP role. He's so much better than Device, was in the modern day. I think it's kind of just more of a... For me, he's kind of slightly above average only now. I'm not sure.
The problem is, like, when he came into the team, there were actually people, like, when you did the power rankings of AWPers, there were people who had Fuzi in, like, their top 5 of AWPers in the world. I think it was, like, I want to say 5 months ago, maybe, like, towards the start of the year. Fuzi was cooking on Astralis, man. He was undeniable. The problem is, he just has had a drop-off. Like, he had an awful performance at the major. Like, with all due respect, I've always been a really big fan of the guy, but he didn't have a map that was above a 1.0 rating at the major. 0.42 against 9Z, 0.61 against Tyloo. So they were certainly lacking his presence at the major. Certainly felt his presence in the previous round, that's for sure. It was always supposed to be Astralis' round, and this one surely going to go against them. Now, they have got quite a lot of money. I wonder if that's going to motivate them to give us a little bit of a look in, perhaps predicated on whether or not HOTU can actually find something in tunnels. So I reckon the two players Rampy are going to buy time for their captain and see if he's actually able to get a kill. Should he find a frag, maybe that does lure them into feeling this one out. But Poddy in tunnels gets a kill on Stair. Will now sweep back up, ready for HOTU. Finds that frag as well. And FOKUS will double up their round count here in round 7.
FOKUS have some progress. That's good to see. I was really curious about this particular game today because Astralis, coming off, knowing they'd already played one game today on their day back into competition, as I described at the very beginning of the show here, having that kind of weird situation of having your player break, not playing during the player break, not playing since the Cologne Major, going straight into online competition, which is critical online competition as well for some big events. Seeing how they play after their first result, which was a W, is very interesting to me. I'll just feel like another BO3 to them, I'm sure, as they're all playing together. But still, FOKUS answering back a little bit here, and Astralis have started well, but their money is now getting a little bit more awkward. Only Fuzi is healthy in terms of economy. Might have one more purchase if FOKUS follow up here with another round. So far, what I'm happy with FOKUS is that the 2 new additions in the roles they're in are doing what they need to do.
Yeah, it's still early days, but they have been able to show up in their debut game here for FOKUS. Their talent's undeniable. One of them a bit more polished than the other. Oh, HOTU. This is a position in which he's going to be completely blinded. Somehow he's still actually able to come away with the kill. I mean, he was inevitably going to lose his life. So the fact he's able to find a frag before he does is a great return. And then ZTR and Yokab combine in middle. Fuzi was relying on Yabi to keep that control. Yabi goes down empty-handed. That leaves Fuzi high and dry. Soul down the river. Especially with all the attention he would have had in towards long. And a 4v2. FOKUS can do anything from here to win the round so long as they do it together. They're going in towards Stair, though. He's going to dink Poddy, but Poddy will answer back with the shot of his own as FOKUS successfully string consecutive rounds together.
Very happy with the start I'm seeing from Poddy. He's hitting the shots he needs to hit, and ones that, previously we've maybe seen him miss a few times as well. As I said, I just think people overlook this guy's ability purely because of how poor the international ENCE was. At the end of that run, he was their main star player. He was the only one really putting up numbers and trying to show what he's made of. And he's obviously... I think the main conversation point was, why didn't he end up continuing to play with ENCE when they went full finish? Well, that was his decision. He knew what level he had to bring to an international project in the future and didn't want to be a part of ENCE's finish return.
And I respected the hell out of that as well, because it would have been an easy guaranteed paycheck for him to say, you know what, I'll stick a part of the org. He probably has his paycheck decimated by like 70 to 80% of what it was, considering they were looking to downscale so much. But he also just backed his ability, right? Like, that's a sign of a player who's got confidence that he will find another project that suits him and put himself out there in the wilderness. I've got a hell of a lot of respect for somebody who's willing to do that. And this is where he'll reap the reward for it, if he can make this project work.
Indeed.
5-3. FOKUS start to gain some traction here. More than enough money for Astralis to plug the gaps and buy up what they need. However, no residual money. So this one worth 2 for FOKUS. An opportunity to tie up the scoreline.
Fuzi will fall back off the short line now. Molly in position. And one of these usual and relatively common late mid takes for FOKUS. Saw a lot in our game earlier as well. They're going to be pushing forward back into lowers now because they have the lurk there. But I do wonder if they're going to even use it at all. Gets Yokab in that position. Yes, it is. They're going to try and maybe go for a late split with Yokab and force a lot of presence in middle here for Astralis to hold on to the B split. And that's going to be the push through now. Here's a high-low setup for Ryu and Yabi. See if they can hold on. In comes the flashback, is really good, but Yabi's not properly until right then, and Ryu only finds one. That will open up the B-bomb site. That's round over. 5-4. Bomb just gets in as well, by the way. I was going to say, not round over yet, because the bomb could be caught in window. It wasn't, and now it should be all good. Poddy can even peek a little bit further forward if he wants to catch a fullback to save. Can he find HOTU? Yes, he can. Perfectly done. FOKUS are now here to play.
I tell you what, Yabi, obviously it's impossible for him to know this in the moment, but I don't think that they actually would have clocked that he was there hugging the smoke in that position. It's only once he starts to shoot that they then actually turn and deal with him accordingly. I think if he had actually just remained in position, which, like I say, he's blinded up, he's hearing all these footsteps, he's thinking they're definitely going to see me. There's no point in me trying to hide here. But I think if he had actually just held his trigger, 2 or 3 players would have bypassed him, and that could have been very different, but... obviously, hindsight has 20/20 vision. Difficult to figure that out in the moment. As FOKUS draw within 1. Bit of a streak from them. And all of these rounds they've been winning have been very convincing as well. Still is very weird seeing Astralis with an international roster.
I know, even now, when it's been the case for so long, it feels kind of wrong, but still a Danish core, so we'll forgive them.
Yeah, I feel like that's the cope that we have in the scene these days, is that, don't worry, there's still a Turkish... Oh, nice. Okay, Yokab, I mean, I don't like being interrupted, but if I'm going to be interrupted, a neat triple like that is perfectly fine.
Beautiful from Yokab. Yeah, and I think, you know, it's kind of funny looking at the teams we've got with these old orgs these days, right? NIP... Danish core. Heroic, Swedish core. If someone was in a coma,
Ukrainian.
yeah, if someone was in a coma for 3 or 4 years and came out of a coma to see that after being a big Counter-Strike follower for, you know, in 2015 to 2018, they'll be wondering what on earth has happened to my scene. But
yeah, I know.
That's where we're at.
The cope is now that it's still a national roster if it just has the core, like Aurora, but they're coming in English. Astralis are coming in English. So they're trying to keep the identity of having the national cores, but it's pretty superficial, I'm afraid. Almost gone are the days of actually having purely national teams, much to Flaunders's
chagrin. Good word.
Never heard of that word in my life.
Really? You've not heard of that word before? I mean,
never heard of that word.
Dictionary definition of that one. Chagrin is a word that I think is French. Is a noun that means a feeling of mental unease, annoyance, or distress caused by humiliation, failure, or disappointment.
There we go. It'd be the last one, disappointment, right? I was going for much to his dismay in particular.
Okay, dismay is good.
Go with.
Dismay is good. And yeah, Mongols have, as you said, Mongols have also gone awry on that one anymore now.
Yeah.
They are falling apart a little bit, it seems, with Aurora now going international.
Yeah, it means you just lose
Turkey going.
Exactly. It means you lose certain flavors of Counter-Strike because you really do just boil it down to the finest form of the game and you give up what maybe made you a good team because you were able to play a certain style that required really quick and direct communication because now you're coming in a second language, so you don't have that extra gear that you can shift into. I miss it, man.
Yeah.
Makes me support Fnatic, which is crazy.
I know. I miss the full Turkish Aurora, and that Aurora haven't even played yet. Joking aside, of course, with Senzim and Zenio being on BC game, that's what I was talking about in regards to the Mongols now. Sure, they are staying full Mongolian, but we don't know what Darkmeister and Tikiwak is going to look like, so... We'll
from a team that couldn't give English interviews 6 months ago to a squad that are potentially going international is crazy, and Zenio and Senzu going to an English-speaking team. Anyway, 5-all, round 11, penultimate round of this first half. B-split on the card. Stair and Yabi have done well to get a killer piece. The problem is that those B-bomb side players have now both gone down. 3v3, plant secured. No kit in play here for Astralis, and this is impossible. Look at how far away they are. There's still so much ground that they have to make up to try and uproot any potential advanced positions. Potty has been so dangerous in these post-plant situations in tunnels with his AWP. One frag is enough to hammer the round home as FOKUS will regain the lead.
It's been a while. Astralis will feel like this half has gotten away from them, considering there were, what? Was it 5-2 or was it 5-1? 5-1, I think.
Yeah.
This one's gotten away from them.
FOKUS absolutely in the ascendancy. I did speak about how this was going to be a difficult map for Astralis with them not having played an official on Dust2 in the past 2 months. And for FOKUS, this is clearly a map that they've been working hard at. I mean, Ancient up next is the specialty of Astralis, but it's also, with at least the past FOKUS team, was one of their best maps. So I'd still definitely back Astralis, but I wouldn't say it's a guaranteed win for them. So if they go down 0-1 into map 2, they could be in some trouble.
Final round of this half. The trouble could be imminent. FOKUS showing what they've got early on in this game. Not looking like they're too dirty in terms of their setups when it comes to the fact that this is their first game with their new roster. ZTR trying to force the Yabi out lower, successful in that one. Ryu will find that kill back onto him, but Matthias has already taken B. They're going to be jumping through, and he's going to try and fight from window, and he won't be allowed to do so. Again, Poddy very reliable, and Fuzi answering back here is not going to be easy. Matthias is on the close line, the Molly's coming back and forth. Stair is trying to be there to help out, but they have full control of the site, and they've still got tunnel covered as well with Poddy.
Little haircut there for Stair as well, trying to boost up on his teammate. Nade will dunk down on Yokap though, 3v3. This time there is a kit and his utility in play. Going to be all 3 players coming through from ramp. They've smoked tunnels off to actually try and isolate the positions that they have to deal with when they push back into this bomb site. Still a smoke and a flash primed here as well, but they're going to get a move on. HOTU's going to be lining up that flash to thrust Tear through the doors, and he will be able to get the kill on Banjo. Mathias good for one, but he's been traded as now all on Poddy. He's able to come through the smoke to find the first, and then he disappears back through the smoke. Fuzi knows they're going to find the kitten. Poddy will use that opportunity to battle his way back into the bomb site as FOKUS battle their way back into the map. From a 1-5 deficit, they actually go on to get a lead going into the second half of their pick, up 7-5.
Work from FOKUS. They will be delighted with what they've been able to show when they're a 5-1 down. And I had a little funny message with someone in Kick Chat before we went live. They said, how many kills is Poddy going to get on map 1, Travis? I said, I'll go 15. Very reasonable, very safe. He's got 13 in one half.
Well, it seems like your prediction is going to be off on that one. He's not going to add any more to his tally here in the pistol, but Yabby certainly will. 3 frags found from him. It's supposed to be the fake, though. They're supposed to just be drawing attention in towards the A bomb site. The problem is it's now Fuzi as the only player left on the side of the map. That's where the bomb finds itself as well, and he'll get a very important kill on Mathias to restore some calm and regain control.
Well, Banjo still got a chance, but he gives it a look, and Yabby's the hero again. Big quad kill from him, raising his tally up to 9. Banjo gave it a good go, and would have been delighted to see that bomb drop at his feet, but always difficult when you're always in a disadvantage. Astralis will hit back straight away and get their first round since they were 5-1 up, incredibly.
Yeah, true. Streak of 6 finally snapped. It's exactly what Astralis needed here to kickstart their campaign in the second half and make sure FOKUS don't ride this wave of momentum all the way up to the finish line. Force buy back here from the CT side. We saw the first half pistol go unconverted. Will that repeat itself here? Good time to remind everybody that Stake is running a promotion here for this StarLadder StarSeries Season 20 tournament, where if you load $20 onto your account and you use the code STAR35, you'll get $5 dues a day for the next 7 days. Remember, should only be done for fun. As far as I'm concerned, the only gambling should be gamble stacking bomb sites in Counter-Strike.
There you go. Stairs out middle. Oh, Banjo. It's a good catch. With that FAMAS in particular, he's going to shift back away on 5 HP. Mac 10 trying to get some progress with HOTU, stabbing that smoke. They will clear Banjo properly. Not before there's big damage done, to be fair. But I think now they know they've lost the bomb site, keeping their force and using it again is the best course of action, unfortunately. So Poddy will keep the scout, and the 5-7s and Deagle will be used to do a take 2 in the next round.
Yeah, you don't mind that if you're focused right. You kind of just go for something out of the ordinary. If you gamble incorrectly, then you get to just bring those weapons into the round afterwards, save your money, and have a forced-up set of weapons to work with. As Astralis have successfully tied up the scoreline here at 7 apiece. You'd imagine they'll be mildly annoyed with the way that that first half had gotten away from them, with them having been up 5-1 at one point. I don't even really think any of the rounds they lost were particularly close. They kind of just got stomped for the most part. FOKUS were really well coordinated and had some great game plans. And we have seen that HOTU seems to have a bit of a tendency, a proclivity, if you will, for getting quite worked up when things aren't going the way that he had intended or planned.
Yeah, there's some pretty amusing clips of the last couple of big tournaments he played, including the major, of a really, really chaotic round with the comms and people just not really listening to him about what he wants. And then just him looking back at I think it would have been previous coach, right? Not Neo. No,
Rugger for sure. Yeah.
It would have been Rugger. Him looking back at Rugger, them sharing a glance, and HOTU just taking a deep breath with his head in his hands. They won the round in the end, but just that sort of reaction tells you that just things not really going perfectly. And
yeah,
I think he's not unhappy with the pieces he's got, which is why Astralis have taken the choice and taken the gamble to make, as you say, no changes and go for the backroom changes instead.
Yeah.
I think they couldn't have gone for a better two options that were available for me in terms of performance coach and actual coach.
Yeah, the head coach one is an interesting discussion. You know, Neo, obviously his stock's not the highest with the way that FaZe had just disintegrated, but we have seen him reach some very impressive highs in the past, and I think he'll be a good like a complementary type of personality to have, because he'll be very cool, calm, and composed. Like, has anyone ever seen Neo rattled ever in like the 20 years that he's been in the public eye, if not even longer, going back all the way to the previous iterations of the game? So I think it'll be good to just keep HOTU calm. And I agree with you that HOTU, I think, is at his best when he's got a team that never questions any of his calls and just completely buys into his vision and the identity that he wants to implement on the team. And these players will do exactly that, right? Not like where he's had players in teams gone by who will have their own clear and defined ways in which they want to play the game, like Nico or Monacy or whoever else it might have been. I think having a group of soldiers... Okay, Poddy, that's like every icon possible in the kill feed. And he's done it again. He's done it twice in one round. He's got the USP out on Yabby. He's won the round. He's won the round. Poddy has won the eco round for his team.
Oh, that's going to be player of the day. See you on the highlight reel, baby. That is 100% player of the day. And you know what? I'm going to call it early. It might be player of the tournament, player of the qualifier. Absolutely insane.
Talking about the soldiers that Astralis need.
I mean, look, mate, I don't blame you in any way, shape, or form, because that round was done. They had control of the site. Only Poddy was really there, jump looking for the jump shots. That was unbelievable. And as you said, the fact he did it again, I almost did a double take at the kill feed. Wait, that kill feed's not gone away. Oh, it's a different play he killed. Unbelievable. Absolutely
Ridiculous there from Poddy. That is... Can we get a replay of that? Maybe it happened too late in the round. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Run it back and inject it straight into my veins. See, at this point I'm thinking, yeah, it's all good, isn't it? Got the bomb across. Oh, okay.
Stare.
Oh, criminal.
Wings, smoke, no scope, wall bang. You're right. That kill feed has had a whale of a time. We're going to see HLTV. I know. We're going to be seeing HLTV screenshots of that one on Twitter later, I guarantee you. That was unbelievable.
And that was insane. What a way for FOKUS to actually regain the lead here as well. Because Astralis probably would have been game planning for the round afterwards. Should have regained the lead. They didn't. Brings it back into a contentious position for both teams. No residual money after the buy-up here for either of them as well. And just to cap off my point, I think HOTU needs soldiers. I think that's the type of team in which he does his best work.
Yakab in pit had a very solid first half, but this time cleared by Yabby. Astralis looking to bounce back after that disappointment, that shock of the previous round. And there's Poddy cleared this time. No shenanigans around the elevator position. They've got a 5v3 this time. Still 2 CTs here. They've got to be careful not to throw another one away. Information now gleaned by Matthias, but he's got short to worry about too, and that's a little bit too much to deal with. ZTR will find one, and again, all 3 CTs are here. So Astralis need to be careful. Yabi's taken a lot of damage in his 2 openings. FOKUS will be going for this. They've been given a lifeline in that previous round with the fact that Poddy just provides something ridiculous. They're going to keep looking for fights. Stair holds on for one, but again, Banji's delivering until Fuzi steps up. And Matthias is in no man's land with HOTU lurking through mid. So that's a really good bounce back from Astralis considering what has gone before.
Yeah, there's a saying in life, the best way to get over someone is get under someone. And the saying here in this one is the best way to get over what just happened to them by Poddy is to win the round immediately afterwards. That'll really help them just get past it and make sure that it doesn't linger what happened with the scout in the round before. Back to a tied-up scoreline. 8-all. No money here for the CT side. And Astralis back in the drivers.
The first one was a headshot, by the way. I just watched it back. I couldn't resist turning on the kick stream and watching the Poddy moment again. The first one was... It wasn't a wallbang, though. We're missing a wallbang on one and a headshot
so we're
on the
missing
other.
one on both. I see, I see.
Yeah. We almost got the full Monty. Not Monty Org, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
That's what, just, look,
Iconic.
Put very simply, in a really silly, yet basic way of describing it. That's why...
Check your corners.
Wait, not again. Not again. Hang on.
How are they not checking their
I'm amazed I haven't checked that. You're not wrong. There's one. Would love 2, but there's a refresh from ZTR. Okay, the spin is all right. No problem. Matthias is now the only real main risk, and I'll make my point.
Yes.
That's what I love about Counter-Strike. It looks like a dead round. It looks like nothing's going to happen, but anything can happen at any given point. Always.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And that's one of the reasons that I love this esports so much, is that in a lot of other esports, it's very easy to tell when a game is actually over before it's over. You know, if you've got a gold lead in League of Legends or in Dota, if you have a score league and lead in Rocket League, where you're just playing till... Oh, come on, guys. Don't do this again when I'm trying to make a point here against the eco. These moments are so ill-timed. There's only 10 seconds left now. I know they're going to plant the bomb. They're both low. 38 health between the two of them. Fuzi will successfully get on the site. They don't know where he is. Thank God there's no HE. The wallbang not far from denying the plant. A little bit of damage. Fuzi will swing. And he's kind of leveled out the playing field by bringing Banjo down low as well. They're nervy, quaking, quivering, shots rattling off. Banjo not connecting. I'm shocked he hasn't gotten the kill. And Yabi will eventually finish him off.
Bloody hell. This one's ramped up, hasn't it? My word. So many moments like that which make you take a deep intake of breath. Insane. There's a famous quote from Murray Walker, the legendary Formula 1 commentator. Anything can happen, and it usually does.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. Here we go. Then. Astralis back in the lead. Noses in front. Can they keep it going? They've only lost a single round in the second half so far. Oh, pop flash with smoke coming through. Banjo and Co coming out on the other side. Flash could not have been better. Fuzi and HOTU. There was so much of it that there was enough for them, enough of a flash for them both. Ryu goes down as well, 5v2.
Bomb is allowed to be collected for Yabi. As you can tell, he's worried about every single angle around those tunnels at the moment. And FOKUS have given it up. They could have tried to continue to hold in there and keep control of it, but Happy to just play their regular setup when they've got a 5v2.
And it makes sense as well. It's not like you can plant the bomb there. It doesn't matter actually giving it up once you've got such a massive advantage in terms of the numbers as well. Astralis want nothing to do with this round further. And, I mean, saving is great, but it's not going to get them everything they need in the round afterwards. And that smoke being dropped is also going to confirm FOKUS' suspicions that Astralis are committing to the save. Now it's decision-making time for the CT side. How much of their resources do they want to commit to actually trying to get these kills here and deny guns being carried across? Because they don't have any residual money either. So they have got the option of keeping and guaranteeing all 5 players surviving, or they run the risk of losing multiple, if not all, in pursuit of trying to get both these kills. And it looks like they're going to respect the smoke and bank their money instead. I think that was the correct decision.
Yeah, always a T-favored angle, isn't it, if you're holding outside tunnels like that. So even with a flash, it would be a bit difficult to break your way through.
Also just builds their own money.
Exactly, that's the main call, isn't it? And that was the main call that got them into the round. Matthias sets up Banjo, the 2 riflers, of course, that have been mainstays when this FOKUS project was put together. Banjo was incredibly underrated when he was first picked up. We saw how good he was in Fireflux for a while before he went to FOKUS, and that is a good sign that he's trying to warm up a little bit now as well. Heroes working well together. And they're doing it again.
Oh, wow.
And I really love that. The pincer in middle gets him a 3-for-1.
Yeah, I was talking about how we didn't see something like this from Astralis, basically like at all throughout their CT side. It was generally pretty conservative. FOKUS making moves, taking initiative, being proactive with the flash play in the previous round through the tunnel smoke, and then this time into middle. And both have been equally as successful. FOKUS about to regain the lead here at a key moment on the map. Ryu will trade, but it just brings it from a 1v4 into a 1v3, and he's down below half health. Unwinnable, you would imagine.
This is the pick of FOKUS. It's a map that Astralis have barely played, really, of late. They didn't play it once at the major. They played it most recently at IM Atlanta. And that's the thing, with not seeing Astralis play since Cash was added to the pool, we don't know exactly what they want to go to. We've only seen that one veto earlier with Nemesis, and they did have to play Cash in the 3rd map decider, which Astralis did win, to be fair to them. But this is a map that can be exposed, it feels like, for Astralis. They lost to G2 at Blast Rivals way back 3 months ago, beat Liquid at Atlanta, lost to Legacy at Atlanta. In 2026 as a whole, they've played it a lot, but they have some of their worst losses of the year on the map. 13-2 to Aurora, 13-3 to FUT.
Both very good Dust teams, to be fair.
It is, but that's a rough scoreline.
No, I know. I mean, it was the map that FUT beat Vitality on with the coach stand-in. And I think it might have been Aurora's best map. But I do completely agree with you. I'm trying to think about why maybe they struggle on Dust2 as much as they do. And they don't really have, like, who's the star player of Astralis, mate? What, like, Yabi, okay, but he's a massive role player in terms of being that tip of the spear. Stayer, sure, but this is like a bit of an evolution for Stayer. He's not traditionally a star player by any stretch of the imagination. You know, Orpa, not Star Fuzi, but he hasn't really been taking over games for a while. So I think those might be the factors as to why we see Astralis struggling on Dust2 as much as they have been in recent times.
Yeah, they've played it 19 times this calendar year so far. They've won 6 of them.
Wow, that is a poor return. It's like 30%.
And the craziest thing is, there's not a big percentage difference here, so I'm not going to read into it too much, but they won 20 out of their 38 pistol rounds. And that shows that it's the gun rounds where invariably it's more of a problem for them.
And I think it's been their T side as well. If you have a look at their numbers on the T side, I mean, obviously past 3 months doesn't tell you a lot. So if we make it a past 6 month filter.
I went 2026, yeah.
Yeah, 36% is their win rates on the T side in the past 6 months. That is abominable.
Snowman?
Abomination.
Matthias trying to jiggle out Fuzi. In comes a pick from ZTR. He gets 1, but Matthias doesn't get a kill of his own either. It's all been players' little risk here. try and force a way up A now. Yabi needs a dig, but he's not going to get one, and Yakab will stop him.
And their tough times on the T side of Dust2 continues. I mean, they just haven't even been in any of these rounds recently, have they? It's just been getting completely stomped out. This time, FOKUS do play a little bit more passively, kind of let Astralis come to them, but it's the same result. Fuzi, last man left alive. And he's going to just commit to the save here. Oh boy, 11-9, the imminent scoreline. FOKUS on the brink of winning their map pick here, their debut map with the new team. Imagine we get Astralis versus Heroic. You kind of joked about it a bit earlier as our lower bracket game, as our elimination match here in Group B. Wouldn't that be crazy?
It would, mate. It would. HOTU versus FOKUS to get through to the main play-in stage.
Yeah.
Crazy. Dust2, not a happy hunting ground for the Danish organisation overall. Proving to be the case again. They lose to the brand new FOKUS project. It's another one to put in their bad books. Map 2 also could be pretty interesting, right? We know Astralis love a bit of Ancient. They've always picked into it. They've always played it well. They've already won it today in their return to competition in a different tournament. But FOKUS, it's kind of their main pick. It is their main pick.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that's what I was saying. Astralis will be in some trouble. Great way to start the round. All-important round here for Astralis. Fuzi will draw first blood. And they'll know that they've gotten the kill on the all-important Bianca. What's the response here from FOKUS? They haven't really been thrust into any uncomfortable situations recently here on their CT side. Yakab takes up an advanced position towards long doors, and it's Poddy who holds the line in front of him. Bit of a 1-2 punch being set up, and that 1-2 punch might be brought into effect here. Yabi's the one who searches in this direction, but Poddy realizes as that time ticks, he needs to start to actually cover some other bases, like Catwalk. He's going to come and set them up with a pop flash here, Trav.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do, because we know where Yakab is playing for. He's playing for that big shadow advantage. Can it be baited out by Yabi? Are they going to go without a flash? They're going without a flash. Yakab can peek dry. Stair needs that trade. Gets it. Bit worrying for a moment there, but Poddy, he's still here to fight. Bomb is going long. There's 35 seconds left. Again, time could be the issue for Astralis. In comes Poddy. He knows where Fuzi is. Takes control of it. Poddy showing Fuzi who's boss here.
That's the bomb.
And Ryu is all alone with the Deagle. The bomb is lost on long. This round is over. ZTR will hold on. FOKUS are the better D2 team today by no doubt. And Poddy is looking fantastic.
What an absolutely sick round coming through from Poddy there, man. He has to juggle, he has to gamble. He can't cover both Catwalk and Long. He can only actually focus his attention in one of those directions. The problem for Astralis is they didn't have anybody pressuring up Catwalk. Once they get the kill on Yakab, they probably should have had to realize, or at least gamble, okay, hopefully the CT's attention is in towards Long now, and we can scale up Cat into that A-bomb side. I was kind of just like watching, waiting for Poddy to get sidelined by HOOXi, but it never comes because HOOXi doesn't actually aggress. And then Poddy does so well initially with this timing to peek long, because he peeks out just as Fuzi abandons the angle, because Fuzi was waiting for a repeat to come through from a long player. Poddy's internal clock was wound like a Swiss watch with how he peeks through and gets that kill. Then he just continues to hit everything that appears in his scope thereafter.
Here's the kill. That's the one that matters. Poddy looking fantastic. Very delighted to see that for the sake of FOKUS. And the buy for Astralis to save the map is all over the place, of course, as you'd imagine. 2 Galils, Mac 10, Deagle, Scout. Flash forward now in towards short to try and use a bit more pace. Astralis here. I don't blame them. It's the one thing they haven't really put into action so far. Can that catch FOKUS off guard? Poddy, I think flickered a flash there. Doesn't play on his screen just yet.
And he's electric at the moment, man. Just reacting to anything and everything. But it looks like it's going to be this duo of Mathios and ZTR that have a job to do. And towards middle, Stair will step out from his position. And he's going to catch one off guard and find a second. Yokab gets drawn into trying to make a move as everything going down in middle. And he gets caught off guard by that late lurk. Two-man advantage here for Astralis to keep themselves in the contest.
Bomb is nowhere near the site yet, still behind the smoke, but the two-man advantage should be more than enough. Ryu with the recovered M4 as well. Banjo giving it a look. Can we have a Banjo moment? He's got util. He's got util. I would love to see that incendiary thrown in right now, but he's not to know they're this close. That's the issue. And now 30 seconds left. They're going to push through as a group. Bomb going first is a bit risky. Banjo can deliver. It's two. Peeking him dry there before the smoke goes up on the door. Always a danger, but I think they're going to get away with it. Stair and Ryu will hold on 2v1. Poddy, AK switch 2. That indicates, as we all know, he might be giving this clutch a bit of a look. Seeing if he can make it 1v1. Ben might go back and save the AWP, but he's got Dollar. So I think he'll either play to contain or go for the late retake right now. And comes the push through the doors. Car and backside to worry about. He is out without them seeing just yet, which is interesting. We'll try and clear Stair, but Stair will hold on. And so will Astralis for now on D2.
Yeah, I mean, Astralis, honestly, when you're in the 4v2, they play it perfectly fine. Just all of you grouped up together. They send the scouts in first because they know that he's actually the least valuable player in terms of taking the bomb site. Then it's the pistol afterwards. Then it's the two rifles. I think it was really good ordering coming through from Astralis there in terms of how they set themselves up to push into the bomb site. So sure, Banjo gets 2 kills, but he's fragged the scout and the pistol player afterwards, right? Then he gets traded, and it becomes really difficult at that point for Poddy. Honestly, I felt like FOKUS should have just gambled in that situation, and whether they both went A or both went B, just played together, and then if they ended up being on the wrong side of the map, they just save. I think they probably missed a trick in that regard.
ZTR had a bank of, I think, 12.5 grand, if not maybe a bit more. So FOKUS are probably good till the end of the game here. Oh, and Poddy, he's been good from start to finish. Yabby will drop. Molly and Short will come through to force him away from that line. Always annoying when you lose a pick that early to a position where usually, invariably, you're using utility to block it off or push a player away.
Mathios in a really good position, been able to get a kill. Bomb dropped, and there's no pressure from upper tunnels for him, so he can actually just fall back to safety into that B bomb site. Big play up long coming through here. It doesn't actually seem like this is being considered by FOKUS whatsoever right now. Okay, they have got one player who's glancing in that direction. Fuzi is trying to just make a move. He's been given some leeway here where he's read the situation and is trying to take advantage of this opportunity that's presented itself.
30 seconds, and he's going to need to take it, otherwise map over. Poddy will find one. In comes Fuzi, needs multiple, gets 2. Is it enough? He's all alone. Probably not. Yokab's in the corner, not going to be cleared, and FOKUS will find map 1 versus Astralis. The debut of the new FOKUS project has come up trumps immediately in map 1, and now Astralis, the favourites, surely, without a shadow of a doubt, coming into this one, are in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's their map.
Nemesis, Fnatic, Inner Circle, Rebels, 1 win. Oksuji as well, and Kalesi, the Polish team. It was their main pick and main map they used to become relevant, really. And if you remember, if there were some true, tier 3 Counter-Strike enjoyers in chat right now, I see some of you having a nice conversation about Banjo earlier. Banjo was always very, very good on Ancient for Fireflux. He was their best player on the map and the best player in general on that team. And he's always been reliable, I feel like, on this map. If he's got the same roles, I think he does. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays here today. Finnish fans keeping an eye on Banjo and Poddy, probably the main Finnish team they have to support at this level at the moment, isn't it? With those two. And we'll see if there's any more progress in this map coming in right here. ZTR tries to work with the dualies, but he gets deleted by Stair as the pistol gets underway.
Yeah, Astralis just not taking any prisoners here. Simple and direct, straight in towards this B bomb site. They found the kills necessary to gain full control. Bomb plant will follow suit. And there was never any contest here in the opening pistol round of Ancient.
That's a quickie. Lockhead would love any kill he can get for money. He will get one. Astralis will keep it simple and effective to start map 2.
Like I've already said, good starts to both of the halves preceding this for Astralis. They'd love to emulate that, but then make sure that they keep up on that track after getting off to a good start. You'd imagine they'll have a much easier time with that on Ancient, a map that they're, as you've already highlighted, a lot better on. Felico here for the CT side would love to get at least a kill, and they have actually been able to isolate a couple of jewels. Okay, it's just 2 Mac 10, so it's not the end of the world. Problem is Astralis haven't immediately been able to get themselves in towards that A bomb site. A leaping ZTR will allow for a third frag out of Banjo. And sure, there's no way they're going to win the round from here, but 3 kills is a fantastic return.
Wait. Okay.
Ugh.
I mean, it's a 1v1, mate. I didn't want to...
I know.
I didn't want to call it just yet, but yeah, the low HP of 42 HP, enough for that 1 bullet USP to get the kill, and big damage to Astralis when it maybe shouldn't have been. Long range Mac 10's getting tapped down very quickly. Look at these shots coming out of Matthias as well. Banjo, the one with the Mac 10, is handy for his money too, even if it doesn't end up in a round win. And in comes the buy 4 focus. No AWP on Poddy yet, but Astralis have no residual cash because of that previous round. Big opportunity for Focus to get started on CT straight away. Mid control coming through. Classic mid fight on Ancient, not a surprise. Big pick from Hooksy though.
Yeah, great way to begin this gun round here from Astralis. A real sign of intent as well, that they're willing to do battle with Focus. They're willing to clash at the start of the round, and they're backing themselves in that regard. CTR will find a frag back, which will allow for Focus to focus their attention in towards the say bomb site. Banjo trying to find a way to penetrate back through Temple, and it's not being watched for right now. Problem is he knows that it's not the right time to go with that CT smoke in play, because obviously it would just be all attention in on him in that moment. Oh, he's going through it. Is he? No.
He's kind of in between them right now, but the issue is with ZTR... Yeah, he's missed his timing. There's nothing he can do from here now. Still might be possible a tiny bit. Ah, but he doesn't look at where Ryu could be. Yeah, just had no information. Bit of a shame. Banjo trying to battle back in. Actually giving it a look. 2 nice kills again. I mentioned Banjo's skill on Ancient. He's got a kit, but no utility. So fall back to save the M4 is the smarter play, and it's one he'll use. Astralis 3-0 start. Showing a bit more superiority now.
Yeah, like I said, a sign of intent with the way they've begun proceedings here on Ancients is the way I'll describe it. Playing on the front foot, playing with confidence, conviction in their decision-making, not panic-making any decisions either, always looking to try and take time to make a decision in the round, being calculated. Reinvestment for Focus, but it means MP9s to plug the gap far from ideal. They're going to stack the numbers in towards middle. Count CT side kills go back and forth. A lot of blood spilled. Stare, the difference maker, the ruler of the roost, bosses middle with 3 frags.
Gabby will stop ZTR trying to trade him as well. Stare 7-1 start on Ancient. That's the guy who's been Mr. Consistent over the entire calendar year so far. What's gone Astralis back to some heady heights of deep LAN playoffs. Back where they think they should be. Poddy will drop to Fuzi. No love from him. 4-0. He almost had the spin there, didn't he? Try and get
that would have made a big difference. 4-0, blistering starts to the second map here for Astralis, looking to lay claim to their pick.
I think those stake odds have gone from 2.05 for FOKUS to 3.12. Now Astralis have started 4-0 and probably 5-0 because HOTU's holding on.
Yeah, if you deposit $20 and you use the code, what was it, Trav? Was it STAR35? There we go. Yeah, I think so too. If you deposit a young 20, use the code STAR35, and you'll get $5 a day courtesy of stake refill to your account over the next 7 days.
Bomb being taken back through spawn right now. Stare full control of red. Poddy and Matthias are going to try and re-clear it. But actually, just avoiding it for now and watching it as they go back to B. Unfortunately, it's an incorrect gamble for FOKUS. Bomb is going A. Stare can hold for rotations. This one is going to be all good, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Unlucky for Stare in the corner. Doesn't realize that there's the push coming through from Shelf and that maybe he's even left himself exposed. So that is a man advantage all of a sudden. And there could also be a snake in the grass here with ZTR being on the right-hand side of Donut. Yabi actually doesn't clear it the entire way through, and ZTR will make him pay the ultimate price. Ryu as well is the one who suffers as a result of Yabi's, just lack of clearance there. Fuzi has no chance. He's going to hold onto the AWP. And what a way for FOKUS to open up their account.
We saw him clear it and just thought, okay, I would have seen an arm if there was a player there. And then overlooked it, as you say. ZTR uncleared. Captain of FOKUS getting his team into the game. As soon as that kill came through for HOTU, I thought it would be pretty comfortable. Sure, a good response from Matthias, but it was that clear from Poddy on Stare, which added a little bit of extra factor, and then ZTR reacts brilliantly. And the second kill on Yabi is a great reaction. 5-7, as powerful as ever to get FOKUS on the board. Boost up here for Fuzi. Jump spotted by Banjo. There's the information the AWP is in the classic position. But Fuzi is going to stick around. Fuzi versus Poddy is definitely a enticing head-to-head. And Poddy's won it so far.
Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. He's the best player on the server by some distance on Dust2. Boy, how long can FOKUS genuinely remain committed to the stack on the B bomb side without starting to second guess or doubt themselves? And you know what? With the util now starting to barrel in towards this B bomb side, they'll be licking their chops. Problem is, HOTU's found a kill Matthews, and he's gotten ZTR as well. Captain on entry duty has found 2 phenomenal opening kills.
There's still 2 more players here, like you're saying. They might not be expecting that. There's Banjo for 1. Can he find 2? He can, but now he's all alone, and Stare will overrun him. Bomb. It's okay. 9, 8, 7, being planted, no issue. It's tight, and it took some HOTU masterclass into a Jag and Cave there to clear 2 players. But Astralis will hit straight back and make it 5-1.
Yeah, and that's just almost the denial on making sure that Ancient doesn't follow suit from Dust2. Because this is the point at where FOKUS were able to start gaining traction and building themselves back into the game. Except here on this instance, this is where Astralis will just immediately put a stop to any potential rot setting in. As they get back to winning ways, and they do it in impressive and challenging fashion by pushing into a almost fully stacked up B bomb site in the gun round. They make light work of the defense. And it got a little bit shaky for a moment from Banjo, but still too much for him to do but all by himself.
It's rounds like those which you find a way to win when you're this well versed on a map, like Astralis are on Ancient, right? It's one of those where teams may be a little bit more inexperienced, the timings could be off, the pre-aims could be off, the cohesion of when we push out cave and ramp could be off. But yeah, you can just tell there they've got that little bit extra whatever time they push into the site, it seems. Fair play. Got caught in the previous round by those ZTR 5-7, but the hit straight back comes in to prevent FOKUS from really establishing themselves in the game. Fuzi will go down to Matthias early here, though. They could just reface middle if they want with this flash. Stair has got HOTU as a friend, but Yokab is ready to peek forward if he wants to. On low HP, Poddy with the aggressive line gets one, strafes away, no problem.
Yeah, very good work coming through from FOKUS, this time in towards middle. This time coming out on top of that specific tussle. It's probably the first time on the map. That is probably a bit much there from Banjo, considering they're in the 5 versus 2, don't need to go searching as much. Never expecting someone to be covering that, I guess. He would have thought that Astralis' focus would have been on recovering the bomb in middle, but it's all good because the trade comes through. It's now only Ryu left remaining. And FOKUS looking to try and find their footing here on Ancient.
Matt, I don't want to spark panic in the Astralis fans, but remember what happened when it was 5-1 on map 1?
Yeah. That's why I thought them winning the previous round from 4-0 to 4-1 when they made it 5-1. I thought, okay, it's not going to follow the same suit, but yeah. Maybe I was speaking too soon.
Will the pattern hit again? Will lightning strike twice? I doubt it, but FOKUS are looking to really get hold of Ancient right here, right now. We have had some other results come through today. Of course, on the A stream for Group C, we've had 2 games go down. Magic have 2-0'd Walczaki, no surprise about that. And Gentlemates do get a W over 3D Max. That was a game that I think was always a 50-50, very hard to call. And they managed to remove the French 2-1. That winner's match right now is going on. Magic versus Gentlemates to see who gets through to the playoffs off the rip today. Magic a map up already, but 5-0 down in map 2 to Gentlemates.
Okay, I mean, it's impressive that Gentlemates were even able to get themselves into the winners match. Honestly, I wouldn't have expected that. Thought they would have been bested by 3D Max. They even lost the opening map. Horse buy back for Astralis. Trav, this is where the fight back really becomes realistic for FOKUS if they can win this round here.
I hope Fuzi isn't that tilted. If anyone saw that, you'll know what I mean.
So tilted he's upside down, man.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get him the right way up again, don't you worry. He's not in Australia.
Why is it always Australia? I'm in South Africa. It's the same thing for us. Our water goes down the plug the same way as Australia, by the way. Anywhere in the southern hemisphere. Brazil, Argentina, New Zealand. Goddamn Aussies, man.
I'll use South Africa next time as an example. Ryu and Fuzi answering back, but only the Deeg is enough for 1 this time. HOTU has space, but no bomb. And pretty unlikely he's going to be able to make something happen with only the Tech 9. He's got somewhat of a timing to go through Donut, but it's not like it's a timing that will gain him anything. Matthias may go down on 15 HP. That's the one thing HOTU can hope for. I think at this point, knowing there's a gun in mid is the best course of action to grab it, try and get a kill, and save it. There is the 1 kill, but 17 seconds. Does he try and keep the M4 or go for his loss bonus? The answer is keep the M4. But there's an AK there, so no problem. Surprised it's making this much noise, to be fair. Joachim could kill him after time here, you know. And he's going to. Okay. I expected HOTU to save way further in T-spawn. Look, I'm not going to pretend like HOTU has X-ray vision, but he'd walked closer to a site kind of there for no reason for me. And I would say rightly punished, left with $450.
Yeah, that actually is quite a pertinent moment here. He's decided, all right, well, I'm just going to buy up a couple of flashes then and keep a young 50 in the bank. See if I can set up my teammates. In fact, the entire team is going to force fire here. And I wonder how much of this was motivated by the fact that HOTU died after time, Trav. They're going to go all in on the speed bomb side. Straight up the ramp they go. Bodies in position, ZTR as well. He just holds down mouse button 1 way too easy. Eventually a kill comes back from HOTU's Glock of all weapons in play. But it's the only frag they've gotten in the round. It's the only bit of damage that's been done in the round. 5-4. FOKUS knocking on the door as Astralis start to flounder a little bit.
We will find Matthias, but he's not really long for this world with the bomb not in his possession anymore. I'll give him his fair due. He'll take the heads-up duel on Banjo, but Banjo will not overpeak. Drop C smoke. All 3 CTs on site. We were trying for some lucky spam kills, but it's all you really can attempt at the moment. Even more you could cycle through as well for FOKUS, so this is going to run out the timer for Ryu. And yeah, I think you're right, you know. I think the fact that HOTU had that little money, they just wanted to even up the funds again. And that rush not paying off, you could be seeing a FOKUS recovery again in a half today. Ryu will eventually go down. And now they're, of course, left with 2,700 per player. That should be 5-5. Should being the keyword.
Yeah. I still don't understand why they force bought there, man. Like, surely at that point, HOTU just goes, okay, well, this is going to suck for me, but you guys save, and then we'll just full buy in the next. Was it necessary? Well, I don't think that their hand was forced as much as they made it out to be, I guess is what I'm getting at. Either way, FOKUS now at the prime opportunity of actually tying up the scoreline. Bit of early damage inflicted there at the hand of Fuzi. Trade comes through immediately afterwards. Still a couple hand cannons in play here. In fact, the 3 remaining players all have Desert Eagles. And Ryu has matched the effort there from Fuzi, as he's also been able to find an opening kill. And now Yabi is also tucked in the cubby. Ooh, this is a really dangerous game. Banjo tagged. Both players tagged going in both directions. FOKUS will breathe a sigh of relief as they've been able to regain a man advantage. The problem is that A bomb site's been completely compromised. HOTU's going to path his way through A main back into that site. Ryu's taken up an advanced position. He's just on an off angle right now with his back to the wall. This is never going to get hard cleared by either of the 2 players coming through, but you would imagine there would be a trade at a minimum. Oh, and there's a team kill in the mix there as well. Banjo was low on health. It's still HOTU in a 1v2 though. That should be impossible. Problem for Travis, there's no weapons recoverable for him, so it's going to have to require the job getting done with the beam.
And it's not going to happen. Put down by Poddy. The comeback trail is happening again. 5-1 to 5-5. Plant is good for Astralis. That'll get them more of what they want in the gun round. They would have had everything they want anyway, but it'll be extra helpful for the util. Might get Fuzi the AWP. We'll see. Yeah, it will for sure. If he wants it. Not a guarantee you want an AWP on T-side ancient all the time. So nice shots coming through from Astralis, but not going to be a round confirmed. And FOKUS once again is not going away. Yeah, the early stages of these maps. Probably tried to lift the trigger there before, but his Finnish mate, Banjo, walked in front of him. It happens.
And it's happened again here as well. from 5-1 on Dust. The half ended 7-5. Is this going to be replicated all the way to a T? 5-all is the current scoreline. Into the next gun round we go. I think I've seen a bottle of water on any of these players' tables, by the way. Monsters, Red Bulls,
with HOTU.
Coke Zero. How about a bottle of government juice, boys? This is advanced. This is very confident from FOKUS. Kills go back and forth. There's more where that came from. Stare is looking deadly. Wonderful multi. He's done it again. Just cracking the defense open here in middle.
They're going back to what worked earlier, just saying if it ain't broke, let's not fix it. We'll try and take mid aggressively again. Even if we go 1-for-1, keep going for it. And the combination of Rio and Stare will figure it out. Stare in particular. I think 6 of his 11 kills have come from these mid takes so far. Got one earlier, got a triple kill, and now a double. ZCR trying to make a play, but he's going to be a little bit too... Oh, he's a little bit too late on this, but he is early enough. Thinking he's getting multi from here is very unlikely. They are all grouped up, and they do need to focus Jag as well. But Fuzi's been the main guy focused on watching ramp. He'll have come that over. 2 to be thrown in. ZCR getting 2 is great. Still makes his play and makes it happen, but Poddy... M4 recovered. 1v2. Full belt of util, but no smoke in that belt. And a kit, but Hooksy will cover. Okay. Astralis will prevent a lead once again for FOKUS at the half. They get the 6 this time.
Yeah, they'll feel good about the fact that they've actually been able to get the monkey off their back and make sure that history doesn't completely repeat itself. And it was Stare. I mean, just look at how sharp he is. Immediately after winning a duel, he's resetting and ready for what's coming his way next. Nice try from ZTR, but just too much for him to handle. Astralis regain the lead. Can they put some daylight between themselves and FOKUS going into the second half?
Here comes Stare again. His favourite stomping round. This time, though, he's down. Matthias wants to stomp back in. He gets a double of his own. Yokab, good position outside A. Hooksy can't go through the smoke, just having to hope that player over peaks. Banjo holds on against Yabby, and the bomb is up next. That'll be deleted. And as soon as that mid-play failed, Astralis kind of just charge in one by one across the map, it has to be said.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a bit of a statement, and I really like that FOKUS haven't gone into a shell travel with how they've just been completely dominated in middle a couple of times. They just rolled up their sleeves and said, well, let's see if you can do that again. And they couldn't do it again. Great work from Matthias there. Great work from FOKUS as they've successfully tied up the scoreline. They were trailing quite heavily at 5-1, but they closed the gap all the way before going into the second half.
It could be the long day factory for Astralis. They've already gone through one full BO3 at Blast Bounty. Now they're going to have to go through the same to beat FOKUS here. Or will. the books be turned on their backs and it be a 2-0 for FOKUS. 6-all going on to their T side. You never know. In comes Poddy, deletes there, the king of mid in this half, in that first half so far. But no say in the second half to begin the pistol.
Oh boy, okay, and a bit nervy there from Ryu with the Julies as well. He's actually even going to reface. FOKUS recognize they don't need to force the issue here. They can take their time. They've already been able to find an opening kill. Now it's about constructing their way further into the round. It's going to be Ryu to aggress with the Julies. Really tough to contain. He's going to find both Poddy and Yokkab Fuzi in on the act in the meantime. FOKUS realize, well, with Ryu doing what he's doing and hey, we've got to try and find a way into the B bomb site. They've just been shut down emphatically. Ryu, with 2 pistols, gets 3 kills and regains the lead for Astralis.
Okay, huge. Absolutely massive there for Astralis. FOKUS, if they were able to win that pistol and get going with their economy, really would have put the pressure on. There might be a force, you never know, for FOKUS. We'll see. But they now could be set up for a little bit more control early in the map. But once Poddy got the second, I really thought there'd be a chance. But getting by dualies is never easy in any position. And Ryu has always been a bit of a master with those Berettas. It will be a full eco, so Astralis will go to 8 bar any catastrophe.
Yeah, I mean, no way, right? We saw them get 4 kills in their eco earlier, but still never felt like there was any serious risk of Astralis actually losing that round, and this one, far less concern. That is going to be Astralis going clear by 2 here once again. So again, another decent start to our half here. They've started all 4 halves strong. I mean, a lot stronger than this. This is still only 2-0. But again, they've gotten off on the right foot here. CT side for FOKUS. No, I was going to say, hang on. FOKUS just came off the CT side. Graphics just wrong in the replay.
On the replay, it can change sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll get that sorted for you, don't you worry.
That's the one. 8-6. Money in play here for Astralis. What's the game plan for FOKUS to try and get things going on this T side?
Probably trying to try and counter Stair, because he's been run boosted into that close mid position again. He's going to stay there too. A little bit of help from Yabi, but guess what? They put a lot more presence in middle and walked quite deep, which means FOKUS will just walk in A. It's totally clear. Yabi's not really seen a whole lot yet, but he'll now know it's a completely taken with the donut smoke arriving. Look at the lurk from ZTR. That works brilliantly to counter his counterpart in HOTU. Almost found the second on Fuzi, but I think that's job done from ZTR in that position. Matthews is still lurking. A very late mid lurk cleared by Ryu. Okay. The A-bomb side of Ancient, we know, the most retakeable in the game. There was still a kit on Ryu. It may be a bit awkward as he's the low HP player. That's the only kit available at the moment. It might even be better if he dies and a teammate picks it up. We'll see how the retake transpires. There goes Yokkab. Great clear from Yabi. Molly will lick at the feet of Banjo as well. Poddy might need to deliver a lot here with the AK. Can't find Stair. The nade comes flying in and Banjo will be found. The kit is still in play. No issue with time.
Yeah, and it's on the defuse.
And Astralis will hit 9.
Yeah, very well combined on the retake. I mean, even the awareness there for that late activation to have come through from the bottom middle player. That was a great frag found to make sure that they could then focus all their resources actually into the A-bomb site and focus on the retake itself. And then look at the timing and the combination here with the pressure coming through from Donut. Obviously, that was the main focal point. Then you get that activation from CT as well. And it comes through brilliantly there. Everything going according to plan for Astralis. Looking very convincing. Now a half buy out of FOKUS as Ancient is on the precipice of having gotten away from them.
Good clear of Yabi and Donut again. That's an immediate M4 for Matthias. Not slowing down. Stair knows of the importance of refacing though, and he will find Banjo. AK for ZTR available. That will find HOTU. Bomb plant again. Fuzi will manage to deal with Poddy unceremoniously though. That's a really nice catch through the box, and he's going to get another one. Oh, it almost was the full 3 on that retake, but it'll be closed by Ryu again. Close. FOKUS aren't making these rounds totally comfortable for Astralis, with Ryu only surviving, Stair only surviving on 11 HP. And keep them nervy, that's for sure, but Stair will add to his KD impressively. And Astralis now can hit double digits and feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, at least there is, like you say, some decent moments coming through from FOKUS here where they're looking dangerous. I mean, still can't help but think how they should have won that pistol considering the position they were in at one point. And then Ryu just comes alive, who's actually been pretty quiet throughout this series. Ryu had a big moment there. Then again in the previous round as well, you could make a case that FOKUS probably should have won that one. This one here, there's some moments. So there's glimpses, but obviously it's the first time they're playing the map with the 2 new additions. So they'll always be rough around the edges. As Astralis edge their way forward. They're just 3 rounds away here from having tied up the series.
Full rotation from Astralis into B. 4 players, I think, are about to go searching for information. Trying to be a bit more active. There's no reason to have 4 here if they're not going to go pushing for something. Feels like they want to go in with a flash, and that's exactly what's going to happen with Ryu and Yabi. That was the plan. You can tell it was coming. And Zentiar's about to get a Mood Awakening, I think. Oh, and it's just when he pulls out a Molly as well. That's painful. But a really nice ploy from Astralis to hold on. Fuzi will find Matthias. And have to force the issue now into him. You've got to trade him in some way. Flash on the corner, but he's allowed to reface on the angle. Fuzi will find another. And Poddy is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I think that hard place is about to take him down. HOTU will get the kill through the corner of the smoke, and just the active nature of Astralis going for that B play put everything into place for them.
Yeah, and that's why Counter-Strike, well, it's impossible to play a perfect game because technically ZTR didn't do anything wrong there. He's holding the angle. It's then his time where he's got to try and deploy some utilities to help set his teammate up. That's exactly when he gets not just pushed or pushed by 2 players. He gets triple pushed. 3 players come down the ramp and he just dies. And then there's the swing and his teammate. And it's just like that cascading knock-on effect of after ZTR goes down where he's trying to cover. Then it costs him his teammate's life as well. And it's just irrecoverable from that point for FOKUS. 11-6. Again, a great start for Astralis at the start of a half. Surely this one results in a map win.
All the buzzwords of surely, should. See if it comes through here to take us to 3.
I mean, there's no way that they don't win the map from here, right? Especially with it being Ancients. I mean, look at how everybody's online and contributing. Bar Yabi, actually, surprising. He's the one guy who's having a bit of a tough day in the office on Ancient, but I'm absolutely convinced they'll get it done.
6.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a nice little setup from FOKUS here. I like what they're going for. And Banjo is tapping away on the jiggle, on the crouch, up and down. But 2v2, Matthias could be forced out of the round here. Here comes the aggression from Ryu. They now know where Yakub is facing from. There's 1, but 13 HP, and HOTU is not budging. Doesn't matter. What a shot from Yakub. That could be a map-saving shot from Yakub. The new boy on FOKUS will get his team closer again.
Oh, Yakub has just mogged the Giga Chad there with that swing. I mean, he had like 13 health, and he just goes massive balls to the walls, wide swing, instant headshot, nothing HOTU could have done about it. This was unorthodox for FOKUS, to put it lightly, because they get super advanced in towards Red Room, and then they just pause with 4 players. And it goes really well initially, then they start dropping like flies. And Yakub's required to clutch, and he was up to the challenge.
Yeah, I was going to describe it that exact way, and I'll get back to that because we're going very quick on the follow-up, and I love this call. They've survived that previous round with 1 player. Why not press W with a Mac 10 and a Tech 9? I mean, Zentiar hasn't even fully bought down. He's kept the Tech 9. That is crazy, and it's a great call to get them 8, I think. Astralis probably should be saving already. They're going to be back in T spawn, I think, to contain and maybe do some economic damage. But FOKUS are being given a window to climb their way through, and they've already got a torso in.
Really? I mean, I would have said definitely a leg through the window for sure, but a torso? I mean, with 4 players surviving,
torso's only half your body.
Yeah. But I mean, that's is that not the hardest part? You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
Either way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The good thing here for Astralis is that they survive with 4 players, so they're going to have everything they need going into the next. But FOKUS are following the same trajectory we've seen every half in the series so far. Slow to start, but they ramp on as proceedings keep going.
I can't believe I heard you in a in a line that made total sense, say, mogged the Giga Chad live on a Counter-Strike broadcast. I feel like
Yes, sir.
I don't know who you are anymore. Are you a Zoomer?
I'm just keeping it fresh, man. I like to appease our entire audience. You know, I can play a little bit of this. I can play a little bit of that. Just connect with everybody.
Fair enough. I'll let you have that one. Fuzi, he's going to need multiple here. And Matthias is going to have to let him have that, I'm afraid. But he does miss a second follow-up. Again, it's fast from FOKUS. I'm very kind of impressed with the way they're playing this. They decided just ball to the wall. We don't care what you're going to do. We're going to rush B. We're going to rush A. We're going to alternate it. We're going to get a Mac 10 into the mix. And Astralis cannot hold on to it. FOKUS say, look, we're behind anyway. Let's go down fighting if this does go 3. And it still might end in 2. The money is getting worse and worse for Astralis round by round. They can still buy again with the save. But now it's 11-9.
And Ryu actually got an opening kill here in this round as well. So this is a hell of a statement. Now their torso's through. Now I'm on board with it. I'm right there with you. I didn't think you were right, but I guess you just weren't right then. Yeah, you're ahead of the curve there, man.
And this has started from a very, I think you're the one who pointed it out as well in the moment when it happened, a bit more of an unusual call with how they took mid in that round. I think it was 11-6, right? Walked up to red, held with 4 players there and just waited. And they had the angles to jiggle up and down. Banjo got a tap. You know, I think Matthias got one as well. Yokav, of course, got the clutch done in the end in a crazy 1v1. That's what's led FOKUS to go for these plays. It's led them with not much money in the reserve, only winning that clutch with 1 player alive, led to them to go in with a fast B play followed by a fast A play. It's a little bit unusual, but it's snowballed for them in the right way.
100%, man. They've really trimmed the fact they're backing themselves, playing with a lot of confidence and trying to kick Astralis at the moment. And Astralis are probably feeling the pressure. Is that a monster on top of his computer? Am I seeing that correctly?
A pink one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know Matthias,
somewhere else.
He can be a bit fiery sometimes as well. Like, what if he just hits his desk and then monster falls over, fries the PC? Oh, God.
You know, well, man, I could never agree with you more. Any liquid near a keyboard or a mouse, get it off my screen. I want that on a floor. I want it away from the PC. Thank you.
Well, thank God we've got Lorgar here as our PC sponsors for the tournament.
Exactly.
So if Matthias does that, then he knows where to get his next one.
FOKUS have got the opening pick again. Fuzi to drop again. HOTU is going to get timing by him throwing his smoke. Oh my word, it's falling apart at the seams all of a sudden. ZTL will get his one. Stems to make a play. He does find Poddy, and the recovered AWP on Ryu does miss a flick close range. Banjo's waiting. Oh, this is so dangerous from Ryu. Was that necessary? Even at a disadvantage, I understand why you're pushing for something like that, but didn't need to come through as quick as that. Gabby needs to hold on. Will find Matthias, and the round's not done.
Yeah, you're right. It isn't, but it's certainly going to be very difficult for Astralis to recover the round from here. Up 11-6, potentially 11-10 with no money, which would probably spell 11-all. What a ridiculous turn of events that would have been. 30 seconds on the clock as Yabi starts to gravitate in the right direction. Hell of a kill there from Stair, but he goes down immediately afterwards. Great trade out of Yokav, and Yabi now has a decision to make. Is he going to go straight through the smoke? He's biding his time. He's going to wait for the commitment on the bomb plant before he pushes through. But Banjo has faked the plants, and he's absolutely correct to have tried to bait the player out, but he hasn't been able to get the kill. Yabi will slink his way back through the smoke. Yokav just spraying and praying. Does he commit? Absolutely. Yabi will bide his time as he starts to make his way forward. Yokav now has the info, but Yabi has the kill.
I almost had PTSD there for a second. Do you remember that famous clutch attempt where Yabi had a great play on that very position on the ancient B bomb site, and then mouse wheel jumped and failed?
Yeah.
That was almost the exact same scenario, at least on the top of my head anyway. Great clutch, great isolation, great mind games there from Yabi of when he was going to push through that smoke. And what a Heimlich maneuver that is for his team.
Oh, they're going to breathe a massive sigh of relief there. They felt like history was repeating itself. Goodness gracious, 12-9, 3 map points, and a whole lot more breathing room here for Astralis. 3 chances to see this across to a decider.
And FOKUS will be kicking themselves. They trading stare as they did. They would have thought, wow, okay, that's a really important kill. It's not a guarantee. Let's take advantage of it. Let's get to 11-10. Astralis and Yabi said no. And from a player that, as you mentioned, has been a little bit quieter on the map, it's an incredible recovery to win that round in the end. Especially how it started, that particular one. Looked like it was falling apart at the seams with it being a 3v5 to begin with. This from Poddy. He'll get away with his life. Need to break the smoke. I think he'll be in the opening when that is broken. Oh, well, Poddy's still keeping an eye on it. But there's two riflers in Donut to worry about as well. Very much a back and forth that goes in FOKUS's favour in the end. 3v2 with Fuzi, 17 HP. He's going to rotate to the correct bomb site, and maybe being low doesn't matter for the op too much, but he could get caught in transition here. Needs a big play. They're all together. Great flick, but it is a trade every day of the week. HOTU needs to win the game with an MP9. Unlikely.
Oh, no. Yeah, and look at the lack of money. Look at the lack of money here for Astralis. It's going to be 12-10. Nothing to play with in the next. Really only one gun run between FOKUS and OT. Unless HOTU can pull this one off. Now, he's got a kit. He's got full health. M4 recovered. So an upgrade on the weaponry. Makes his way forward. Wins the first duel. Lost half his health in the process. No idea where Yokab is. He's going to just try and find a cheeky position to stick with the fuse, but Yokab ain't having any of it. He's won another 1v1 against HOTU to get his team up to double digits.
Oh, we're really going round 24. It feels likely. It feels likely.
What does Astralis do here, though? Are they going to double force or save into, like, most of a full buy? Because I don't think they'll get a full one, will they?
Let's see. I'm not so sure either. Might be pleasantly surprised for their side when it comes to the money. Let's wait until we get to the freeze time. Good patience there from Yokab, New Boy. Clutching when it needs to be done. Yeah, they're going to be all right. It's 2k per player with stay on 4k to drop the AWP to Fuzi. FOKUS need to be careful here. They're going in as a pack again with the smokes up, which is good. Great clear for Matthias. Important one. Annoyingly dies to the Ryu spam though, which is a bit unusual and a bit lucky for Ryu. But no problem. Banjo's forced the issue. Can resmoke everything now, just make doubly sure they don't overface here at all. And that's what they're trying to do. Just avoiding getting spammed out. Even though all three CTs are here and it's slightly dangerous, I think they're figuring this one out. There you go. Banjo will push through to catch the final remaining two in that position, and Yabi's all alone with the Deeg. So, as you were saying, the buy... Oh, nice shot, Banjo. Clean with it. Nice quad kill. The buy is acceptable. Because they had 4 grand, the AWP is available for Fuzi.
All right, well, let's see if Astralis can get it done. They were up 11-6 at one point. It should have been a lock. It's now back to a one-round game. One round separates a decider from overtime. Sure, John Wick over there with the way he's curving bullets around the wall.
Yeah. I mentioned, what did I tell you about Banjo having a good ancient? 21 and 16. It's almost like I know counter. Thank you. Stairs going to push lower middle, and that could be the opening to completing this map. How good is the same as the first half? Game?
Yeah.
Oh, Yabi's going to find Banjo. Yokab answers back, but it's a 2v4. Talking up Banjo for good reason, but Stare deserves all the props. He owns mid on Ancient. The M4 flicking around, 2 kills. It's only a double, but again, just Mr. Consistent on this team. Never lets up. And Poddy...
Yeah, T side, CT side, same result.
Yeah, insane. Poddy is a long way away from Yokab, but Yokab is up. And Astralis are looking to maybe push up a little bit to re-look for information, but I think with Ryu in that position, he won't budge too much. A miscommunication there, I think, with a bit of confusion maybe, but where his teammate died from, but it's all good. It's all good. Yabi and Fuzi will close it out. It was a 2v2 for a split second, but Astralis had all the information in the world, and they'll grab it 13-11. What a close game this has been. We're going all 3.
Yeah, brilliant recovery there. Really nice try from FOKUS, ultimately falling short 13.
That's what he plays pretty well on at this level. Sorry, at the Johnny Speed / Young Ninjas level. As always, one of the stars. If he can punch up and do that against his Astralis to try and get FOKUS a crazy W here, that would be even better.
Oh, absolutely. Be a fantastic return. Obviously, still very early days. And the fact that they've been competitive, I think, in itself is already a very good sign here for FOKUS and the new look squad, like you highlight. I think the one roster change was forced upon them, right, with Yorko being picked up by Liquid, and then the other one was voluntary with them moving away from Volt. They brought in a player who needs more resources in Yakab, but then Poddy is an AWP who probably needs less resources than what Yorko did. So it still kind of like balances out a little bit for FOKUS in that regard.
Yeah, it feels that way, actually. Good description of it. In we go. Map 3, the final map of today's B-Stream broadcast. Been a whole lot of fun. Looking forward to the next 4 days after this one, has to be said. Some great teams to come. FUZI battling away with that USP. Sees a couple of players cross toward red, but won't go too far on that attempt to peek them. There'll be a push down secret now, and Yavi will cause the vent break and drop down to try and fight it. Only just gets a single in time, but a beautiful fade away catch on ZTR. Stair now is in position as well.
Yeah, in a very solid position to play off of his teammates as well. With Yabi in close proximity. Doesn't look like Yabi's too keen on taking first contact, though. Stair certainly not from this position. If they could just both get at least a kill, that would be enough. And it seems like Astralis have really caught wind and committed to the setup in on this B bomb site. Stair, well, he upholds his end of the bargain, and then he will provide the cover necessary for Yabi as well. Poddy will suffer the same fate. There are a lot of dead bodies in that shadow corner. But it's going to be Astralis to open up with the pistol here on the decider.
Yeah, starting CT side as well. It will be a boon for them, you'd imagine. Yabi will be continuing to live a charmed life in this round. Saved by Stair as he was, the hero of mid in that previous game. Sounds funny saying he's the, when we casted that ancient and called him the king of mid, that almost sounds like it's an insult, but it wasn't.
Not when it's the name of a part of a map, I think, is the distinction required there to make it the compliment that it is. There's the moment that Stair saves Yabi. Cost him his own life, but it was certainly well worth it at the end. Eco to follow for FOKUS, obviously not even close to getting a bomb plant in the pistol they lost, so it's just going to be a couple upgraded pistols. 3 P250s, call it a 3-250.
Fair enough. I'll nab that one.
I'll let you have it. Won't even trademark it. Open source.
There you go. Man of the people is Mr. Matt.
That's true.
We've already had 2 separate people in chat say, "Oh my god, it's Mott and Stott." Bang.
Yeah, we've soft launched our future yeah, we've done a soft launch. They're already talking about it, Trav. Gets the people going. It's provocative.
There you go.
For real though, it's just like, if for no other reason other than using that naming convention, like that's a good enough reason to just start a podcast, man.
I know. It's like, it's meant to be. If it's not a podcast, it has to be some kind of like bar in South Africa somewhere that I have to add my name to.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
We've got to have a washing machine in the pub as well, because then people will walk in and they'll see a washing machine. I'll be like, what the hell is there a washing machine doing in the pub? I need a pint. We'll throw them off. It's actually just a Peep Show reference there, to be honest with you. Very niche, very, very niche. But for those who know, yeah, they'll appreciate that. Good old super hands. Interesting tattoos. What, we got like a crocodile, a skeleton, a switchblade.
Yeah.
And a FOKUS logo on FUZI's one. No, I actually couldn't make out the other one, but we'll have to get another look.
Yeah. Alright, here's where the game begins for FOKUS. Guns are drawn. First gun round. Lobby control. Door nade used. But there'll be a couple of nades in response. And ZTR, in his regular default position, has already been caught. And wouldn't even see a soul either. Double nade coming through to destroy him.
Yeah, great way to begin proceedings here if you're Astralis. Stairs also in an advanced position outside, so he's getting some very pertinent and relevant information by not actually detecting any presence. That's a lot of info for Astralis in itself as they replenish the squeaky door smoke. FOKUS don't respect that. They actually get trapped in the door frame between the two of them. Fuzi will wait with open arms on the opposite end. He's able to mow down one. Yabi does a brilliant job from above. And Astralis with a statement in the first gun round. Again, another good start here for the favorites.
Round started by an HE, ended by an HE. A double dunk to make sure the first gun round goes their way. FOKUS not getting much progress in that one. And of course, it's going to be a very difficult factor for them. They might have maybe looked at the veto here today and put a lot of focus, no pun intended, on map 1 and 2, knowing what the veto was going to be. You could kind of reading into that pretty easily. But maybe not expecting entirely that it could go to a decider of Nuke.
Ugh.
And for a brand new team with 2 new players, Nuke is a very tactical map that needs a lot of cohesion.
Yeah, that's very true compared to like Dust and Ancient, which we've had throughout the series already. This is in like a completely different echelon altogether in that regard. Super clean anti-eco, not a single point of damage inflicted upon Astralis as they go up 4-0. And honestly, I'm really surprised that we haven't actually had a blowout here where Astralis have just torn FOKUS apart on either of the previous maps, 13-10, 13-11 on Dust and Ancient respectively. Maybe this might be the one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not something you'd blame FOKUS for if it did happen, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Exactly. I agree with you totally. We'll see, though. 4-0 start confirmed. Someone in chat did say the washing machine stays. So there you go. You've got a Noah.
Hell yeah. That is a Noah. That's exactly what Superhand says. So that's why I fell in love with this place, man.
Hell yeah. Bang. Yabi's going to find Banjo. And that is another opening for Astralis to make FOKUS think. ZTR is going to try and get across into Secret, but oh, he's jumping into the ceiling. He's a lucky boy. Just about gets in there. And relatively healthy too, considering he was tagged up. Almost missed the entrance because of it. Yabi going to reface in towards HOTU with HOOKSy. There's the guaranteed trade. That's what that position is. And that push is made for. And Fuzi, well, he's not allowed Matthias or ZTR to get anywhere near him. Yakab all alone. Could be another one coming through as well on the right line. And FOKUS looking a little bit lost on their T side early, it has to be said.
I mean, you even just highlighted how Nuke will be a whole different challenge for FOKUS, and they have to begin proceedings on the T side as well, which is going to make it even more difficult. In fact, they've only managed 4 kills in 5 rounds, have FOKUS. Individuals yet to get going. Haven't even gotten the key in the ignition yet, let alone the engine turning over.
Yeah.
Still bumbling around, mate.
Gotta find the fix. Is the battery dead? Is the alternator broken?
Might have even lost the key in the first place. Maybe the car's been stolen. Yeah. I had that once where went back to the parking lot and couldn't find my car. And I was with a friend and we were genuinely like running around the parking. I was like one of those multi-layered parking lots where every layer looks the same. Yeah. And we're like running around through 3 different stories and it's like, oh my God. We're like, it's gone. It's gone. It's been stolen and I'm freaking out now. And then little do we know, it was actually on like a 4th one that we hadn't checked. Just chilling all along.
That was always the point my mother made whenever we went to a shopping centre in a multi-story car park. She'd say to me, Travis, remember what level we're on?
Yeah, exactly. That would have saved me a massive cortisol spike. So,
ZTR and Poddy.
They know what's up.
Yeah, exactly, they do. They're going to be hoping to spike their cortisol in this game, because right now there's nothing to get spiked about. They are completely getting run over as it stands. The Little rush in toward A gets cancelled pretty easily. ZTR also brought down to nothing in this particular round. They're going to prefer ZTR on no armor to have the AK over Poddy with armor.
Doesn't make much sense. Just haven't clocked it, I suppose. I do like what they're going for here with the star problem is Yabby's going to be able to come through from behind. Dispatches of them both with these, at least a couple of kills for FOKUS. I'm really trying to look for silver linings there in that round, but this is getting away from them at a rate of knots. Blistering start to this decider for Astralis. Like I said, every time I'll keep on harping on about it because it's a pertinent point within this particular match is how Astralis have been very good at the start of every single half we've had in the series so far. They were up 5-1 at the start of Dust 2. They then won 4 of the first 5 rounds at the start of the second half of Dust 2. Then we went to Ancient afterwards, where Astralis again were up 5-1. Half ended 6-all. They were then up 11-6. Map ended 13-11. Is this the one where they're able to keep it going all the way up until the end of the half?
Yeah, the patterns are kind of funny.
I'm just noticing them, man.
You're a noticer.
Indeed.
Newt. ZTR trying to force the issue outside, but now 14 HP for him with that Galil's utility he kind of needs to use, but he won't be allowed to. Fuzi instead, a combination of damage will get themselves a hold. Bomb dropped near the front of Squeaky by Yabby. They can double face in now. What a tap from Matthias, but Pixie flies in off the back of it to make sure that it doesn't go unpunished. They're just in full control, enjoying themselves. Fuzi at the long range. Yokab will be caught. And FOKUS are not finding any progress in any round so far. It has to be said. That's the main thing that's a worry. Look at those KDs, by the way. 1-7, 1-7, 1-7, and you guessed it, 1-7.
How to scare a Brazilian today. Just showed them that screenshot, man. They'll be in tatters, much like FOKUS are right now. This was another gun round. This is the moment where we thought maybe they might be able to actually bring something together. They try and simplify the approach, which makes sense considering that the more detailed and methodical strategic approach hasn't really been working. They try to trim the fat and limit the variance, but it's the same result. Astralis just in complete control. Yabby is up to 10 kills. The entirety of FOKUS have got 8.
Yeah, and looking at it logically, you may have looked at this before the game started, and sure, we'd be having a different conversation if FOKUS were in the map. But it makes total sense. FOKUS have not played Nuke with this new lineup. Astralis have already, played today. They're a bit more warmed up, sure, maybe a bit more tired, but the main thing is that Astralis have played Nuke against the top tier of teams, the top echelon. FOKUS, whether it's with their old roster, whether it is with their old roster, just haven't. So even though there are some good wins in terms of the level they are playing at, as you described, it's still a different tier. In comes Fuzi again. Pistols and a couple of Deagles, actually 3 Tech 9s and 1 Deagle with the 1 AK Matthias to try and hold off against, and they will sacrifice NTR to get down secret. Instead gives it a little jiggle peek to have a look. And there's another fight won by Matthias. He's trying to take matters into his own hands here, and I don't blame him. Look, see, if you go through this smoke, you could be in trouble. You could be in for an advantage in FOKUS first time, but he's got support. And they never go into these pushes without a second player next to him. How often have Astralis in this half gone for a push like that and had a second player? And invariably, it's always HOTU doing the searching with someone else. That time, he was first in and didn't miss.
Yeah, looking very good. 8-2. Just everybody is on point right now for Astralis from top to bottom. In complete control they are. We need some individual brilliance here for FOKUS because they're not going to win this with strats, right? This is going to have to be players putting their hand up. Guys like Matthias, Yokab, Poddy would be the 3 that I would pick out here. This is impossible for Matthias, though, just juggling multiple different positions. He has to try and go for a big spray transfer that Ryu will get the trade. Yet to die is Mr. Ryu, and we're already 8 rounds deep here on Nuke.
It's a shame this one could be ending in a bit of a damp squib. This is one of those games where you wanted a bit of a bun over the cider, and you can see what Poddy's feeling right now. That looks like a migraine coming on.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Yeah, exactly. And all he can have is goddamn paracetamol for you guys in Europe, just getting your little children's medication.
So before today and a couple of days ago, you were a little bit unwell. Can you give me an example of the medication you ingested to feel better for today? Because you sound totally fine.
Bro. Yeah, I know. So we have this thing called Corenza C, which is like an effervescent. I have no idea what's in it. Just pop 2 of those bad boys in some water. Every 4 hours, have another. And after 2 days, feeling fantastic. If you have a fever, we're taking Miprodol. That's got ibuprofen and paracetamol as well. But the ibuprofen is the key ingredient. That's what you guys are missing. And it has codeine in it too, so it helps you sleep.
Incredible. What a I might move to South Africa. And Ryu might be moving Poddy and Banjo over to South Africa at this point, because he deleted them coming out round. And it was like it was a bowling pin dropping one by one. Getting a nice spare in ramp. There's a recovery from Yokab and ZTR. And what's depressing about this is a 2v3 in this scenario might be the closest they've gotten to actually winning a round here.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually very true. This has been the best opportunity they've had to get a point on the board so far. And at least that is an improvement that they're taking these rounds a little bit deeper. 35 seconds on the clock. Yokab is trying to path his way through main, while ZTRs wants to make his way up the vent to combine with his teammate on the A bomb site, but he's been caught off guard. Time now starts to dwindle. The AWP has completely cleared out that A bomb site. Yokab, I mean, this should be impossible, especially now with them having been spotted. And it's just going to be Fuzi to finish off the job. Astralis are just manhandling FOKUS right now and racing towards that winner's match against HOTU.
Comes the push. FOKUS trying to go quick down the vent, but Stare and HooXi don't allow it. Look at the amount of damage that's been done before anyone gets anywhere near where they want to go. My word.
Statement.
A statement, and a statement that FOKUS are out of ideas going for a vent like that.
True.
I know it's a half buy, but that is just easy
and
for
you can't
any
blame
professional
them.
team to eat up.
Can't blame them for kind of having the think tank exhausted here. Just they don't have the options to fall back on, right? They don't have the depth. They don't have the time in the server together to have been able to iron out a playbook.
I think FOKUS do deserve a lot of credit for how they played in this game overall, but yeah, just run out a little bit, and I can totally forgive them for it.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is they did opt for Nuke over Mirage.
Good point. Good point. Double digits and without reply for Astralis.
Yeah, in as few rounds possible, right? N0. Today is the debut for Neo in an Astralis jersey. Of course, he did coach for one best of 3 earlier on today against Nemesis, which was a win. They'd love to add another win to that tally for the day, go 2 for 2. And there should be no world in which they don't close out this map, and with that, the series from here.
There's a part of my Virtus Pro loving heart that can't bear to see Neo in an Astralis jersey, and I'll never, ever be able to get over it.
Like, overcome that?
Yeah.
By the way,
how dare you wear the jersey of the team that beat you in that fashion, man? How dare you?
I know. That was one of my favorite finals of all time.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I was a sad boy.
what was it, like 12-3 on Train, I think, going into the second half, T-side for
Maybe.
Astralis.
It was overpass as well. That Zipex clutch on overpass, which on 1 HP,
yeah.
which really put the nail in the coffin for them winning it 2-0. And I'll never forget all the content around those games at that time. Just the way they VP bounced back to win Vegas as well after that, and all the snacks memes and everything. That's 9 years ago now. It's a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of the E-League Major is the one that I'm referencing with the
Yes.
crazy comeback from Astralis.
I know what you're referencing. Atlanta it was, yeah.
Yes. 12-6 is what it was. Just had to do a double take. And then you just had the master calling from Glaive of, just go A, boys. Let's just go A.
Yeah.
We're just going to flash. You're going to run into A. Kiabi is the MVP for that. I think it was the MVP for that major. Either way, is this the moment that they're able to get things going and add a round to their tally?
No.
It doesn't look like it. It's only ZTR left, and I hate to do the meme, but it's currently true, Trav. 0 T rounds.
Oh, he said it. He said it. And the sad part is he's right. He is right.
I mean, he has embraced it before in a joking way, right? So it kind of makes it a bit more fair game at that point.
ZTR UMP on this final T round of the half. They just want anything. Anything to hold on to. Can Astralis keep hold of their clean sheet for full CT half of Nuke? It's like the old Nuke where even getting one T round was an impressive feat. They're going to go for a massive ramp contact here, and that is an entry on Ryu, but the boost could work out for multiple.
Let's go.
Foxy, to be fair, gets immediately entried after one. And this is the best opportunity they've had in the entire half. 4v3. They've got a little bit of control down toward B. They don't need to completely commit to it yet either. They can wait on ramp with 50 seconds on the clock and bide their time and see what Astralis go searching for.
Oh, as long as they're not overcooking here is my only concern, that they might start to just try and go a little bit too deep with their approach. But it's going to work out perfectly. Banjo will catch Fuzi, and that is going to result in FOKUS surely getting around on the board. Unfortunately for them, it comes right at the tail end of the half, literally the last round in play. But at least they will get one.
Gabby and Stare, are they going to shut us up some way, somehow? Surely not. Stare's been spotted on Heaven. Got 24 kills between the two of them. There's two players you wouldn't want to face in this scenario. It probably would be those two. HOTU's even top fragging for the team. When it comes to Flash, there's a nice entry, but now Yabi is all alone. And he'll get caught by Banjo. So, relief. No 13-0 for FOKUS. Astralis will lose one, but it's only one. And you'd think they're in full control to confirm a 2-1 victory in this BO3.
A formality from here, you would imagine, with the Astralis having completely dominated FOKUS in the first half. 11 of the 12 going their way. They now find themselves on the T side. How many will it take is how I'm going to dress this one up. As we should just be moments away from Astralis booking themselves a date with HOTU in that winning match for Group B.
We've seen a couple of games over the course of the history of Astralis that have been a little bit embarrassing, and they've lost some big leads. But this one, you would imagine, is incredibly unlikely. Stale entry Poddy, Yabi will catch Matthias, and bit by bit, kill by kill, headshot by headshot. They're going to be adding some big numbers, I think, to their ratings at the end of this nuke. Especially for Ser, HOTU, and Yabi. Look at that duo. Ryu's even died once. Usually it's the AWPer that dies the least in a map like this, but Ryu has died once in the whole map.
Yeah, that's speaks volumes as to how underwhelming FOKUS have been, I'm afraid. And again, this is their debut with 2 new players on a map like Nuke against a team that have stuck together through the off-season. So it's always going to be extremely difficult for FOKUS to get the win from here. But I guess they would have wanted to have been like more competitive at a minimum, right? They would have wanted to have shown a bit more form here on Nuke. They've been very competitive throughout the series so far.
Yeah.
1v5 for Banjo. Has been able to get 2 kills. A very clean shot on the second. He's got a flash and a USP to his name to aid his course. Lets the flash loose. Unfortunately, Stayer will be in close proximity. And Astralis are up to map and series point. 11 of them up for grabs.
And it's a shame because we really wanted to get a bit more excited about this one, but it's been an absolute blowout. No chance for FOKUS whatsoever. One of those games, but especially now it went to 3. You're like, oh yes, give me more brawly counts, like we even mentioned it. Give me more brawls, give me more clutches that we've seen. More of the same. More of the comebacks, maybe. But I'm afraid there's not had much to shout about for FOKUS, and only Astralis can be shouting at the end of this one. FOKUS can be shouting, but in rage instead. 12-1. Game is about to come to an end, and day is about to come to an end. It's been a great start to the StarSeries 20 qualifier. Looking for 2 EU teams to make the main event with Vitality, Na'Vi, Furia, and Maus. Stacked StarSeries 20 event. Bit of an anniversary number for the StarSeries circuit. Been a long time thing in CS, all the way back past even Global Offensive.
A household name if there ever was one, man. All right, FOKUS. Can they delay what feels like the inevitable? Yabi's going to win another duel. He's up to 15. They're going to get that opening kill ramp, and then they actually don't decide to continue to force the issue ramp. So Yakab thinks, well, maybe there's a chance here for me to make a bit of a move myself, and he does get a kill. Shockingly, Ryu is not able to get the frag on Banjo. He's actually done 57 damage. Matthias will lose his life out, though. Reinstates that man advantage, and Banjo being around half health is going to be very difficult for FOKUS as Astralis decides to set their sights in on A. Poddy's locked out in heaven. He is an extremely good scout player, and these players are all tagged, so don't count Poddy out of making some sort of madness happen yet.
I mean, earlier, Poddy got that incredible jump shot double kill, wallbang through smoke. Add all the kill icons to the kill feed you want to talk about to win a round on D2. But now it's a lot more difficult. Bomb is down. Yabi 19 HP, Fuzi 60. The only thing Poddy really has left is a shift back toward heaven and hope that either one of these 2 players is not looking at it. While the distraction comes through from Banjo. He'd be right. Oh, but he's missed his opportunity, and Yabi will punish. If that doesn't tell you the tell of the game, what will? Banjo will get caught. Fuzi gets the kill. Is a shift back toward heaven and hope that either one of these 2 players is not looking at it. While the distraction comes through from Banjo. He'd be right. Oh, but he's missed his opportunity, and Yabi will punish. If that doesn't tell you the tell of the game, what will? Banjo will get caught. Fuzi gets the kill.